The bright morning sun reflects across the calm waters, casting shimmering golden patterns that dance with the rhythm of the gentle waves. Slowly emerging in the distance, a large vessel glides gracefully forward, a ferry, carrying with it not just passengers, but countless stories, journeys, and emotions. Every ferry ride is more than just a simple trip across the water, it is a passage that connects people, communities, and sometimes even worlds. As the vessel nears the dock, you can feel the anticipation building among those waiting on shore, eager to step aboard, while those already inside watch the shoreline slip further behind. The air is filled with a blend of salty sea breeze and the hum of engines, a familiar sound that becomes almost comforting for regular commuters. Some passengers sit silently, their eyes fixed on the horizon, lost in thought, while others talk softly, sharing laughter and conversations that mix with the sound of seagulls circling overhead. For many, the ferry is not just a means of transportation, but a floating sanctuary that provides a temporary escape from the rush of life on land. The deck becomes a stage where memories are created, where first-time travelers marvel at the endless expanse of water, and seasoned voyagers find peace in the routine of the crossing. Children lean excitedly against the railings, pointing at distant boats and waving eagerly at strangers on other vessels. Their wonder reminds us that every ferry journey has its own magic, no matter how short or familiar. Couples hold hands quietly, enjoying the breeze together, finding romance in the sway of the boat. Friends gather in groups, snapping photos, immortalizing moments with the scenic backdrop of water and sky. Business travelers, carrying their briefcases, balance efficiency with calm, knowing that the ferry ride is a short pause, a small gift of stillness before the chaos resumes. As the ferry continues its path, the environment around it shifts constantly. The view changes with the hour, from golden sunrise to bright noon, to a deep red sunset reflecting like fire on the waves. At night, the ferry transforms again, lights twinkling as it glides silently across the dark waters, becoming almost dreamlike, as if carrying its passengers through another world. In those moments, silence grows deeper, broken only by the sound of waves crashing softly against the hull, reminding everyone aboard that they are surrounded by the vast mystery of the sea. Every ferry has its own character, its own design that reflects its purpose. Some are small, carrying only a handful of cars and a few passengers, while others are massive, floating giants that resemble small towns with cafes, shops, and lounges inside. Each vessel is a blend of human engineering and natural harmony, designed to carry lives safely across unpredictable waters. The crew, often unnoticed, work tirelessly, guiding the ship, ensuring safety, and carrying the weight of responsibility. Their skill and dedication transform what seems like an ordinary crossing into a secure, seamless journey. The ferry ride also speaks of history. For centuries, ferries have been the bridges where no bridges existed, the lifelines connecting islands, riversides, and coasts. They were once the only means for traders, villagers, and travelers to cross, carrying not just goods but also culture, ideas, and traditions. To this day, in many regions, ferries remain an essential part of life, binding people together. Each crossing echoes with the footsteps of countless generations who traveled before, their legacy carried on silently with every wave. Beyond its utility, the ferry holds symbolism. It is often seen as a metaphor for transitions in life, the movement from one phase to another. From one shore to the next. Boarding the ferry is like stepping into a pause, a liminal space where time seems slower, where reflection feels natural. Many find inspiration during these rides, writers pen their thoughts, artists sketch the landscapes, and dreamers imagine new beginnings. The ferry is more than steel and engines, it is a vessel of hope, a reminder that there is always another shore waiting to be reached. In the stillness of the water, you notice the beauty of small details, the gentle rocking of the vessel, the reflections of passing clouds mirrored on the surface, the way the sunlight scatters into countless colors across the waves. These little things create a meditative rhythm, offering peace even in the busiest of days. For city dwellers, ferries provide rare moments of connection with nature, an opportunity to breathe fresh air, feel the wind, and listen to the music of the sea. And then there is the arrival, that inevitable moment when the destination draws near. Slowly, the shoreline takes shape, buildings rise in the distance, and life on land becomes visible once again. For some, it marks the start of a new adventure, for others, it is simply a return home. But as the ferry docks and passengers prepare to disembark, there is always a fleeting moment of gratitude for the crossing, for the stillness, for the reminder that journeys matter as much as destinations. The gates open, footsteps echo against the deck, and the flow of people begins again, each one stepping into their own story. Some will return tomorrow, others may never take this ride again, but all will carry a memory of this crossing in their own way. The ferry rests, only to rise again, ready to carry the next wave of travelers across the timeless waters. The beauty of the ferry is not just in what it does but in what it represents. It is a connector, a bridge, a symbol of passage and continuity. Every time it sails, it renews its silent promise to take us forward, to remind us of the vastness of the world, and to show us that even in the simplest journeys, there is wonder. And so, the ferry keeps moving, day after day, tide after tide, carrying humanity across the waters, reminding us that life itself is a voyage, and every crossing has its meaning.